Hello.
Happy Monday.
Monday, happy Monday.
Have a manic Monday.
Just another manic Monday.
Oh, there, that's what it is. Hold on, I have to find my baby.
You have to find what? Meg vapes? You vape? This is a bombshell in the community of party crashing. Apparently, our esteemed co-host Megan is a vapor. Meg vapes. Breaking news. This is War Powers resolution in Iran. The reflecting pool, and then Meg vapes. That's
vapes.
What?
Is a surprise to everyone, isn't it?
It's super surprising to me. I can't believe it.
I know.
This is not the
Honestly,
Meg I went on adventures with. To stop.
I got those little zines in, whatever they're called, but it's just I need to fucking quit. I was able to quit when I found out I was pregnant. I did not. The minute I found out I was pregnant, I did not. I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking figure it out. I went through withdrawals. It was fine. I also came off of Adderall. But then, Trump came into office, everything was stressful as fuck, and I just, texted my neighbor being like, can I have a cigarette? So then I picked up cigarettes again, and then I switched to it, and I'm just like, how did I quit I quit alcohol cold turkey, I quit, why was it so easy? I don't know. I can't do it all unless I'm pregnant? I don't know.
Those are pretty high stakes. If that's the case, I'm never going to quit nicotine because I don't think I'll ever be pregnant, which is a big inshallah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so glad because that's the hardest thing ever to be in human history. GFX and stream promo. Thanks for the retweet, guys. Whoever you are. I basically just said on Connie's thing, I said they are live on my hacked Twitch account. I made that account for Hot Girls for Buddha Judge. What the fuck? And then I commented our little thing here. So if you're coming to Twitch, we have zero watchers right now, but that's fine. I don't care. We got 4 people in the Instagram chat. Say what's up. If you come to Twitch, we'll make a little prize for you. That's about as much promo as we got in us. Meg, are you tired? I'm tired, man.
I'm tired.
Can you tell me about this stupid thing? Where do I start? Oh, a Ukrainian drone strike has killed 12 people and injured 39 others in Nizhnemskans, a city deep inside Russian territory, local authorities said Monday. File for updates. Dude, it's so exhausting.
How are they still at war? It's on Trump, right? He's just kind of doing whatever Putin wants him to do.
Right. Oh, potential 2028 presidential candidate joins Coleman Hughes to argue that the Democratic Party future is pro-tech, economically nationalist, and far less interventionist. That's Ro Khanna.
Yeah,
that's
but this
cool.
is the free press, so that's going to be skewed weirdly.
Oh, wait. Can we react to this? Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Let me just tee this up. So for those of you who don't know who James Carville is, the thing he's most famous for is he wrote the 1992 Clinton campaign internal messaging, which was "It's the economy, stupid," which beats George H.W. Bush, which defeating an incumbent president is very difficult unless that candidate is uniquely bad. See Donald Trump. So the Democratic Party has basically been listening to James Carville as long as many people have been alive, and we are where we are now because of giant brains like him. And his latest and greatest achievement is that he is now condemning Hassan Piker. Now, an important little note about James Carville is that he worked with. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a fan of his. Used to like his folksy wisdom in the first 2 years of Biden. I listened to his podcast with Al, who was his co-host, who worked for the Washington Post. And I thought, hey, these guys I don't agree with everything they say, but it's kind of, they're kind of funny, and they're old, funny guys. But then I found out James Carville is part of the establishment around 2023, which is kind of obvious, but he's a hardcore rat fucker for the establishment. And he partnered with Palantir in New Orleans and the mayor of New Orleans to do basically Minority Report style pre-crime interventionism, which is crazy. So he's a corporate shill. I always knew he was, but I thought he was an entertaining corporate shill. He's also in the movie Billy Madison, Fun fact. So now he's crashing out over Hassan Piker from what appears to be his deathbed. So let's see what he has to say. No, I'm just kidding. He looks healthy.
This is either going to be Hassan Piker's party or it's going to be the party of the congressional candidates that we
And
have.
tell us who Hassan Piker is, James.
Oh, he's some
Tell us who Hassan Piker is, James. Sorry, it's such a good impression to do. Let's listen to that one more time.
candidates that we
And
have.
tell us who Hassan Piker is, James.
And tell us who. Sorry.
Oh, he's some guy that's got a podcast and he's out there campaigning with Al Said. He's going to his events. And Hassan Piker is, from everything I can determine, is a raving anti-Semite. Just look at what he said. And I've said this before, but he and I, somebody ain't going to be in this party in a while. I don't know who it is, but the long-term prognosis of me and Hassan Piker ever being in the same tent politically is about nil.
Well, I think that
pretty
I don't know. I
choice.
got to think my own way, but right now, his guy won in Michigan. And he's going
You
to
campaign with him. Yeah. Yeah.
I would just like to bring a few things to Mr. Carville's attention, which is I don't think anybody is going to be in his tent for a very long time. I mean, like, inshallah, I outlive James Carville, but it's not really about James anymore. Meg, you're not a doctor, but do you think that Hassan Piker is going to mourn the loss of James Carville in his political tent because of his future?
Absolutely. Absolutely, he will.
You think Hassan will mourn the loss?
Oh,
of...
yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Why
that
the
is
fuck
one.
do they think any of us care about having them in their tent? Like,
Dang, you just did something funny. You were sarcastic, Meg. Yes, Meg was sarcastic. Wow,
I'm
what a
hilarious
day.
now.
I have to make Shauna a drawing, but cook, please, Queen.
You know, this is what's really frustrating me about this dialogue right now. Somebody who is in the Abdul chat actually came out with an op-ed saying that he needs to distance himself from Piker as well. And a conversation was kind of starting in there. Likewise, on the left, because Abdul got a Kamala endorsement and he said he respects and appreciates and is honored to be endorsed by her, the left is crashing out, calling him a sellout, that he capitulated, that, you know, there are people saying they're like returning their donation or they're getting their donations returned. This is exactly what we should not be doing. This is the type of okay. So I'm just like context. Let me give ideological context. Yes.
Wait. Let me just okay. So let me just do a quick recap of what you're saying, because this is what I think the stupidest thing about politics is, for like politics that for like the side that's actually cool, which is our side. Why, like, you kind of need to get a little broy with it at one point, which is basically like, yo, we need to win at all costs. So like, don't openly criticize our team, like back channel it, you know what I mean? But like, by creating, we like self-create tension in the coalition. It's like right now it's like, okay, like the biggest thing that they were using on the ground to attack Abdul was the fact that they lied and said he didn't endorse Kamala. And we saw how he underperformed at the polls based on that misinformation. The fact that she came out and did the right thing. I do not support Kamala Harris. I do not like her, but I voted for her because it was the harm reduction choice of two bad choices. The fact she came out right away and said, I endorse this guy, is the right thing to do in order to fucking win. We need to win, dude. We need to win. So like, I don't understand why people don't just like talk to people directly. Sorry. This is just an outsider perspective. Like, it's so counterproductive and it fucking pisses me off, because don't we want to beat fascism first and then get to like, help me explain.
Here's the issue. Fascism or authoritarianism is asserting your belief and punishing people who don't share your belief. It is punitive. It is, since before the time of Trump, America as a carceral something that depends on punitive systems to, be able to exploit people, to dehumanize people. It's all about showing
Like prisons, privatized prisons.
Exactly. It's about deciding who is expendable and who is disposable so that some people can have power and others cannot. And we cannot fight fascism using fascism. We can't fight fascism by treating anyone as disposable. We can't fight fascism without building relationships. So,
community, like
Yes.
party crashers.
yes. So, my thing is in the same way that we're supposed to be building, okay? Nothing should be subtractive. The question should always be, how can we make room for everybody? Because this doesn't look like who gets to hold power at the table. It looks like what happens when everybody gets to have a table and we share power. And if you are not going to, okay, so what's going to undermine $80 million of attack ads in specifically Jewish and Black communities? Well, you could go build relationships with people so that they trust you so much that a Kamala endorsement doesn't weigh anything. But unfortunately, if you're not going to do that, a Kamala endorsement is a shortcut because there's a lot of work to be done to take away the influence of what a Kamala endorsement is. So it's like, if you're going to critique, then you need to do the work it's hard work, by putting in relationship and taking influence from her instead of being like, fuck this, I'm out. No, stay in and hold your influence and make it matter.
That's why I respect Curtis. That's why I respect Curtis Sliwa. When he lost the mayor's race, they're like, so you're going to move from New York because Zoran won? He goes, I don't move, I improve. Say what you will about Curtis Sliwa, but I always say that, bro. I always say, I don't move, I improve. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing. If you don't like the way, and I was talking to somebody about this yesterday because we were talking about somebody we both know, and I was learning some disappointing things about this person because I had just met them, and we both agreed that we're only going to create, and it's not about this person. It's more just about the fact that, like you and I, they agree that we have to build a version of the world that we don't have to build a version of the world that we want to build. We have to build it as we're trying to build it for more. We need to scale it. We need to start small and then just continue to hold ourselves accountable for, you know what I'm saying? Like we need to do what we want to do on the big scene, but just between our friends and us, you know?
Yeah.
And like, that's like part of that is being like, yo, like, if you know, don't move, improve. We want you here, and we need all the help we can get. It's like Star Wars, you know what I mean? It's like it took all those little X fighters. There wasn't just, I mean, Luke was the one who blew up the Death Star, but it took a lot of guys, you know, and girls. I don't know if they were at the gender as a construct portion of the Star Wars universe, but I'd like to think they were because so many aliens were there.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think they're all male and female.
I don't think so either.
Anywho, I'm going to be on Colonial Outcasts at 4CT talking about this. So
what's Colonial Outcast, Meg?
That is our friend Greg Stoker and Mark Wayne's podcast. So
who's Greg Stoker?
Talk to the lefties. Greg Stoker is a 4-time combat U.S. Army veteran. He is
seriously?
lefty
4 times?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that.
Oh, sorry. Rajan's asking me if I want chicken fingers. Yes, I do.
Tell him,
yes,
no, thank
please.
you. I'm a little far away for that, but thank you for offering. Oh, he wants you. Oh, I thought you were passing along the message
for
to
me.
My mistake.
So he is now like a big time anti-war, anti-imperialist activist. He's currently running for Congress in Texas. He was on the veterans delegation of the Global Sumu Flotilla, which is when I really first met him because I was helping to organize for their interception and to bring them back from Israeli prisons. So that is how we got to know each other. We've stayed friends since then. But he is very much like, you know, a radical lefty, and I think it'll be a fun conversation, but I definitely don't have the upper hand because I'm going to be with the radical lefties who disagree with me, but he's a friend and we're only changing through relationships and through talking and hearing each other out. So that's what we're going to be doing. And so that's why I don't want to talk too much about this right now because I don't want to come back burnt.
No. You're good. You're good. I just want to say that I didn't know that about Greg's background, but I knew he was a veteran. But great guy, very nice.
Lovely.
You know, I met him at the.
He's a good friend.
He's good people,
This
as we
is-
say in
he's a good
Chicago. All
guy.
right. We don't need any more. What the? What is
If we
going
can
on?
like take a break from Piker, Abdul, Kamala talk so that I can just have a fresh brain going into that before I have all the leftists attacking me, that would be amazing.
Can we do top? Badass EBG journey while taking. I think freezing your eggs is a great thing. Okay, here we go. Trump says the U.S. is only semi-negotiating with Iran after Tehran set out new demands for reopening the strait that include compensating Iran for war damage. I don't want to. Oh, this is the chick who worked for Haley Stevens, who also works for Palantir, which is funny that she's Crooked's long play host Jennifer Palmieri. What else is let's see here. Max bill to force Amazon to hire delivery drivers directly. Let's see. Can we see what Zoran's doing? Will that be good?
Sure. I feel like I'm just like, burned out of politics right now.
Okay, let's find something. Let's go to TMZ. I think I'm kind of burnt out too. I'm going to the. Let's see what's on TMZ. What the TMZ always freaks out with the ad blocker. Also, can I just tell you, I've been like staying in this.
Wait, can you see what they said about Nolan Wells?
Who's Nolan Wells?
Go up. I want to see the headline.
Oh.
Ew. So Nolan Wells on the 4th of July went to Horn Island in Mississippi with a bunch of friends and never made it back home. And his body was found the next day, but it's been really shady. Everyone says like nobody saw anything. There's a lot of discrepancies. Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum, is a bad guy. We don't like him. He's like the anti-black guy. So it's like that is the guy that, of course, these white kids went to his podcast first to talk, and he's just like, don't want to platform him. Don't want to, we don't want to do any of that.
I never really trust anybody who. This is just like a side note, little like. Kind of litmus test. I never really trust anybody who uses their official title for like an entertainment thing. Like, I really respect Michael Fanone because he's very true to himself. Like, I don't know what his politics are, but he always was like on the right side of history and always was like, yeah, these guys are all
me on
weak.
His show, actually.
He's
I
cool.
like him.
He seems cool.
Yeah.
He seems really cool, but it's not the Officer Michael Fanone show. It's just the Michael Fanone show.
Right.
He's like, this is who I am. TMZ, you guys went to the dark side. Duncan, if you got any articles about pop culture, look at Sports 98. Look at what this little misogynist said about our friend. Hey, Sports 98. If that's in your YouTube title, that means you're probably an incel. You are banned and deleted. Fucking tools, man. These kids on YouTube. This is unrelated, but given the religious doctrines being used to push through policies in government right now, do you guys think unprogressive ideas and all religious beliefs that exist should be attacked too? I know there are a lot of talk about respecting religions, but I'm just wondering if even possible given how some religions' doctrines are so regressive. Duncan, that is an excellent question. I don't think we have the bandwidth to discuss something like that, but if you have any...
I can discuss it.
Wait, but I want to do celebrity news.
Okay, we'll do celebrity news. We'll get back to that.
Whoa, what the... Lauren Boebert's son busted on child... Oh my God, what?
Jesus.
This lady is such a train wreck. Was arrested in Colorado. Oh my God.
That's so bad.
That's gross.
These people should not be talking about fucking family values and pedophiles and like there's just
No. Well, we'll go to Brad Pitt in a second. Let's see what Lauren. God, these people are evil. No excuse for the incident. Very frustrated. Became a father in 2023, and he was charged with 22 counts tied to vehicle break-ins and property theft, including multiple felonies. He later entered a guilty plea to attempted identity theft as part of a plea deal, with other charges dropped, and was put on probation. There was no excuse for the incident, and she said she was very frustrated. That's actually a surprisingly accountable statement from Lauren Boebert. I would have suspected her to say it was like fake news and something. Brad Pitt. I'm drinking again after 7 years sober. Says a 7-year run of sobriety is over. He's drinking again, though. He's learned. He still needs to keep tight leash on things. The actor
His
opened
kids
up.
have all changed their last name to Jolie, so I think he should make amends with his kids before starting to drink again. But
Yeah.
what do I know?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like people who like make their whole. Yeah, I don't know. You're suspect, Brad Pitt. You're suspect. Yeah, I don't know. Celebrity sobriety stories are kind of, it's never like. I'm glad that people get sober when they need to get sober. I'm totally supportive of Alcoholics Anonymous and 12-step programs but there is a 12-step. There is a tradition. There are 12 steps, 12 traditions. One of the traditions is you won't like bring it into media and you won't use it in media to like elevate your persona. I forgot what it is, but like I don't know. Anybody who's using it as like like going to Esquire and say you're drinking again is just a way of getting in front of the publicists who are going to be taking pictures of you. You know what I mean? Like if the paparazzi sees him out with a glass of wine, they're going to be like, Brad Pitt breaks his sobriety. So he clearly went to his publicist and said, hey, we need to get in front of this, so get me something with Esquire and I'll like drop it. And then, you know what I mean? Like that's what I think at least. Does that make me cynical though?
No, that's how it works. I mean, especially like, there's always, Blake Lively is like the best example of this because she's been going through her court case with Justin Baldoni. And so you keep seeing these like People magazine features of like, look inside her house, look at her cute pops. Like, it's just like, come on. Come on.
Let's look at this Mitch McConnell health status thing.
Hi, sir. How are you? I'm from TMZ. I was just wondering, have you got any update on Mitch? How's he doing?
Mitch. Arnar.
Is he recovering at all now that he's home? Is he hoping to make it back for the next congressional session, sir? Sir, is he just going to release a video at some point to reassure Kentuckians?
I wonder how hard it was.
Okay. Thank you, mate.
That guy doesn't have any mates. What a sociopath. I mean, what would you do from a comm standpoint? Would you just ignore the guy?
That's a good question. I mean, like, no, they're going to keep getting asked until they fucking answer the question. Like, this is an elected official who has not been actually seen in 2 months now. Like, you got to give something. It's actually insane.
I was talking to somebody about today. This kind of goes into this thing. I was talking to somebody today about how the Old Boys Network is dead. Like, you know how like people used to like be like, all right, McConnell's on his deathbed. We need to control the narrative. I want to see everybody on CNN saying he's doing great. It's like nobody can do that anymore because we have the fucking internet. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have a phone in your pocket everywhere. Like you can just walk up to his chief of staff. You Google a picture of the guy, walk up to him, and then he behaves like a fucking cyborg. And everybody's like, oh, he's dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard to discern what's actually happening here, which is that Mitch McConnell is not doing well and may, in fact, I think he's dead. But back in the day, they could have gone on with this for years, you know?
I just don't know how no one is demanding. Like, is anyone like, it's fine. Whatever.
Because I think the last vestiges of the Old Boy Network are in Washington, D.C. Like, the only people that can make them answer to one another. But, you know, they lost Lindsey Graham. The good news is there's only like 500 of them, you know? Like, and like most of them are over the age of 70. So, like, it won't be long. And I don't say that because I'm just saying that because that's how time works. Not because of anything insidious. It's just like James Carville being like, I don't know. It's gonna be me or Hassan Piker, and it's like I got my money on Hassan. The guy benches like 335, and he's not 85 years old. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, James Carville. I know we had this documentary about how you were the one who urged Joe Biden to drop out of the race or whatever, but like, you know, he's like, I run every day in hotel rooms, and it's like him like speed walking because he's not 50 anymore. Like, dude, just if you're gonna be a fucking podcaster at the age of 85, have young people on your show. Like, learn something. Don't just continue to teach us because your candidates keep fucking losing. Sorry, we said we weren't going to talk about this, but it's like, it's all the same problem. It's just ego. Oh, here we go. Dr. Brian Moynihan, the attending physician for the United States Congress, who commented on the weather, but that's about it. You can tell that this guy lost a dear friend, Lindsey Graham. Dear friend. Let's see what he has to
How
say.
are you, man? Could I just ask for an update on Mitch? I know you.
I'm sorry, I have nothing to say.
You've got nothing to say.
It's a beautiful sunny day. It's kind of warm out here, but I don't have anything to say. Thank you.
Is he doing okay? Can you give me a thumbs up?
I'm sorry, I can't say anything.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Cheers.
Can you say anything about that horrible dye job that you got from Slim Shady's? God, what are the like? He's like, oh, I have.
Dude.
Here, let me do this clip. Let's see if we can get the question. Let's see if we can get the clean on.
How are you, man? Could I just ask for an update on Mitch? I know you.
I'm sorry, I have
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. I gotta go to play golf with the Thomases at Chevy Chase Country Club, and I'm really looking forward to it because I hear that Clarence got a new driver from Harlan Crow. So yeah, we're gonna keep up on that, and then I'm gonna check and see if Chuck Grassley's still alive.
Oh, dude, go to X and look up Abdul Peter Thiel's boy. I don't think.
Oh, cool, Abdul, I love that guy.
Thiel's boy.
Peter Thiel's boy.
God, he's so cool.
He is pretty cool, dude. It was pretty sick going into the hotel and being like, "Sup?"
What's up, homie?
Smoky-eyed sociopath. Love that.
Did you find the thing, or should I find it?
Yeah, it's right here. Oh, wait. My bad. It's
No
here,
worries.
but I don't have it shared.
In case you missed any of that, he said that the Democratic Party wants people who hate the idea of even private property ownership. It's very popular in places you wouldn't expect. Speaking of Michigan, he said you hold yourself out as a working class hero who's going to fight for the working class by flooding your state with low-wage immigrants. What's your response?
Is that Peter Thiel's boy with that Ohio charisma he's got? That guy. I think we've had enough of him. The last thing that he said that made any sense was hillbilly elegy, after he said that Donald Trump had no business being president of anything. That was the last time he made sense, and then he decided to suck up to power. But that's exactly what this is about. You've got Republicans who'll do anything for power and money, including corrupt their office, just like Mike Rogers has. For the 14 years he was serving in Congress, he took over $1 million from the pharmaceutical industry. He voted 19 times to raise prescription drug prices. And then he helped to architect the legislation that kicked off the opioid epidemic, killing nearly 600,000 people. Why? For money and power. But that's what that party's about. We're trying to get money out of politics to put money in your pocket past Medicare for All, which of course are things that people like Ohio J.D. Vance and Mike Rogers have no clue about, because they've always been in it for themselves rather than for the public.
Oh man, it's crazy what happens. It's crazy what happens when you get somebody in Congress under the age of 50 and they talk, because you're just like, wow, this guy is this person is great. You know, like they're great. They're a mess. And then you have somebody who's under the age of 50 who happens to be a Rhodes Scholar and a Columbia professor and a public health administrator and a doctor. And then you have that.
Look up Sky News, Abdul full of shit.
Okay. I haven't been on the internet. Everybody knows I'm growing a mustache, so I've been trying to respect the mustache. Abdul full of shit.
Sky News.
Okay, 1 second. I mean, I'm sure. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Dude, love the Mog. By the way, just putting his hand on his shoulder, being like, "What's up,
he
friend?"
was telling him. Okay, well, there's a longer. I would find the clip from the beginning.
Okay, let's see here.
Because it wasn't what's up, friend. He was saying, I don't have time to talk to you. And then he's like trying to say goodbye to him. Just do Abdul Sky News. The Sky News. That's what it did.
Let's see here.
Go up. That was Sky News.
This?
Up to the top.
It's 14 seconds.
No, okay, go down. I should just drive.
Oh, here we go. Nope, 14
Is that
seconds.
14 seconds too.
Oh, well, let's watch the Fox reaction to it.
It's hard for me to wrap my arms around how you could be for no police, no borders, no prisons, supporting Hamas, and say some kind of Republican. How you gonna be
Oh, they don't put the
They're
clip
talking
on
about
there.
No, because they're talking about. No, you have to watch the clip first.
Okay, Abdul.
Just go to Sky News. Go to Sky News, Abdul, and it should be on their page.
All right, let's see here. The account. Sorry, guys. I'm having a day today. Meg knows.
Drive, but it's okay.
I know you should, but it's fine. We don't like should in this. That's judgment. Okay. Sky News. Where would it
I
be?
can judgment. A couple.
You can
weeks ago.
judgment me because you don't judge
I'm
me.
allowed
but
to judgment.
Don't judgment me. It's like, remember that time when I said, Meg, look what I found. Look for what found I.
What did you found?
No, yeah, what did you found? Yeah, that was what I said. How long ago was this?
2 days ago.
Shit, it's gonna be a while.
Can you search their page? Yeah, you can. Just go up. It's fine. I'll just walk you through it instead of do it myself. You can search their page.
You have to teach us, man. All right. Don't worry, this isn't good TV, but you don't need good TV. You just need something at your desk right now to
think you
kill time at
probably
work.
passed it.
No, it's August 8th. I'm on 2 days ago. Oh, here we go. Got it.
Okay.
Found it.
Okay, there you
At least I don't
go.
let mine go in the middle of the
Go.
Oval
No,
Office.
no, no, no. You
And he
can't listen
says,
to it. Yeah, start
if
from the
you
beginning.
par-
Start. Okay.
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of shit. What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
Abdul, how are you doing? I'm good. I'm from Sky News in the UK. Nice to meet you. James Matthews.
right now.
Very, very quick, one question.
Not doing it.
Donald Trump says that Donald Trump seems to think you're a gift for the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
Good to meet you.
Abdul, Donald Trump seems
Nice
to
to
think
meet
you're
you,
a gift to the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
I'm a gift to the state of Michigan, God willing, and hope to win this election.
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of shit. What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
Oh my God! He said, I'm a gift to the state of Michigan. God willing. You know what I said? We're going to turn that inshallah to a mashallah, baby. Woo! Mishallah.
But it's the I don't let mine go in the Oval Office.
Oh,
Trump
no, I
puts
know.
himself,
But the whole
you
thing,
know,
dude.
It's
just
so good. It's so good.
off the dome, my friends. That is, I paid, you know how much money I've paid for improv classes in my life? I don't think I could have come up with a funnier response to that. That was like so good.
He's so quick with it.
It's not fair. He's funny. He's good looking. He's definitely got a better BMI than I, you know? And he's got all the stuff that he's actually known for. Funny guys are supposed to be funny. That's all we got to do. But this dude, he's doing it all. Woof. I'm glad,
The
though.
whole fucking thing.
He's got the whole package. Oh, man. What a guy. Wow. That is a great response to anything. If anybody comes at you and if, you know, the thing with this is what I always say about politics, bro. Abdul is a hunk, Smooth Bandit. Good call. We got to put the comments up here. It'll encourage people to chat. Definitely a hunk. Wow. Just can't believe how thoroughly and viciously he didn't. It wasn't even vicious. It was just smooth, you know? I was like, oh, Cory Booker. I don't want to talk about it. Where inmates become professional actors. Meg, let's watch this. Maybe I should go to prison in Italy.
La vita fuori
that
ti
sounds
porta a
fun.
perderti. E ti porta a perdere tutti quegli aspetti
Oh,
che,
wait, can you see the subtitles? No.
sembra
Shit.
stupido dirlo, io sto in realtà risolvendo.
One second. Sorry, everybody. We're getting used to the technical capabilities of this platform, so we've only been doing this 2 months. 2 months, Meg? How long?
I don't know.
La vita fuori ti porta a perderti e ti porta a perdere tutti quegli aspetti che sembra stupido dirlo, io sto in realtà ritrovando qui dentro. Quindi una metafora che secondo me è importantissima, io all'interno, cioè perdendo la mia libertà, quindi all'interno della massima chiusura, sto trovando la massima apertura.
Mi ha aiutato molto a essere più propositivo, cioè non scappare ma provare a risolvere soluzioni a dei problemi anche esistenziali. Lo stare insieme agli altri senza sentirti aggredito.
Sono molto contenta di aver visto come le persone comunque riescano anche in queste situazioni a riprendersi, a trovare degli sfoghi e penso che stiano facendo un lavoro bellissimo.
Wow. That is awesome. Meg, that is what it's all about, in my opinion.
Really lovely. That's really lovely.
And I love what that guy said, too. He said, it allowed me to be around people without feeling like I was under attack. That is such... We've talked about that in the context of police brutality in the police state, that there are people that PTSD is two ways. It's not just combat veterans that are police and it's an excuse that they use when they murder somebody. It's also the people the victims of police crimes. So that's what art is all about, baby. That's what's oh, Sean Hannity, what a dildo. Oh, they renamed a joint Air Force base after Lindsey Graham. Wait, let me do an narrate.
So funny.
Let's look at this. I'll do it as Lindsey Graham's ghost. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy there are so many soldiers there. Look at that man. His pants match and everything. I don't know who that man with white hair is, but boy, do I like this soldier. Oh, Pete. Hi. How are you doing? Let's listen to Pete.
Armed Forces of the United States. He served this nation both in uniform and in both houses of Congress.
I remember when I was in the service. It was fun. Also, Pete, one button undone? That means you did uppers and downers last night.
And Colonel Lindsey Graham.
Colonel?
It falls to us to complete the work that Lindsey Graham began and advocated for decades.
Yes, and always remember that you have to pay for your work by leaving the envelope on the dresser. It's only polite.
His warriors. And Lindsey himself said to me in his...
I love going on leave in Berlin because they always have the weirdest clubs.
End quote.
Yep, that's what he said.
Department pays tribute
Good timing.
to Lindsey Graham in the naming of this base. But there could be no greater tribute than Congress could give than to invest in our warriors for the full $1.5 trillion. More on that in a moment.
It's always a fucking sales pitch, man.
Fully funding our warriors would be one last great accomplishment for Colonel Lindsey Graham and a major part of his legacy. And I believe that he will continue here and around the world to inspire airmen for generations to come. And I say around the world because, as was mentioned, those gray tails that say Charleston, now when they land in far-flung places, will say Graham.
I hate these people so much. Oh
They
my
suck.
God.
They suck so bad.
I saw a post on Threads and it was like, don't you want to see him as our next president? And I'm like, aside from the fact that he sucks, he also sucks. Like, it's not just ideological. Like, he actually just, what does he, like, he doesn't even, the first scandal that happened was that fucking Houthis PC group chat. He can't even keep a Signal chat locked down. Like, come on, for real.
I forgot
Oh my
about
God.
about the group chat. Oh my God. That was
These people are a fucking mess.
They are very disorganized and stupid. Like, they're not even impressive. They're just like, they're not even impressive with their cruelty. They're just dumb and stupid and cruel. The path of the downed aviator is beset on all sides. Him and Miller are so repulsive. They're all repulsive. Smooth
Oh my
Bandit.
gosh, you have to see the, oh my gosh. Okay. Isn't Stephen Miller's wife, wasn't she having a
Oh
Yeah,
no,
she
no, not
was
with
sleeping.
Pete.
Well, I don't want to talk about Hexa. I don't want to talk about.
No. Katie Miller, Eric Swalwell.
No,
Can we not
but,
talk about him?
No, because it's like he's a rapist. So like
Yeah.
I don't really want to like make this a funny thing. But there was someone else she was having I think it was Pete Hegseth.
Let's see here. Top. Okay. Okay.
Do look up Katie Miller, Pete Hegseth. Because this
Pete
is just gonna
Hegseth?
show the Swalwell stuff because they're trying to, bury the other stuff. No, okay, then who was it? Okay, let me see. I know the vape is gonna give me popcorn lung. I'm sorry. Katie Miller. There was somebody else.
Oh, I love this. Angie Pump Sullivan. I would be honored to be on your show.
You're a liberal woman. Do you have a mental disorder? Yeah, I do. It's called Katie Miller. Shut the fuck up, you stupid. That's my mental disorder.
Bam.
Here's the thing.
See you next Tuesday. There you have it from Angie Pumps.
I'm
Ooh.
so annoyed. I really thought she had another one.
I'm sure she's had affairs with a lot of people. She doesn't strike me as the type of, and no hate for anybody who does. I'm just saying that Katie Miller, I'm going to attack her from every angle possible. Because she is a bad person.
Yeah.
She is a bad person.
Mhm.
I'm,
Okay, what else is going on in the world?
I don't know, but the Katie Miller thing is, it's, yeah. There's got to be a lot more stuff going on that we're just not thinking of. We're tired,
there's so
people.
much. We're very tired. I feel like we should call it early today.
Oh, I know, but it's so early. I might just do some goofy stuff. But if you got to take off, go for it. I could just
Yeah,
do
I feel like I
goofy
want to prep a little more for
All right.
the next thing. But
I'll drive solo.
All right, homie. We'll. I'm taking tomorrow off. You're taking tomorrow off too. But
Yeah,
we'll be back
we're gonna be-
Wednesday.
Yes, for sure. Can you put it in our signal that if anybody wants to hop on with me, they're more than welcome to?
Yeah. And if anybody wants to see me on Colonial Outcasts in an hour, I will be there. Okay, bye.
Oh, it's today? I thought it was tomorrow.
No, it's in an hour.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, I thought you were... Okay, never mind. All right, we got to go. Meg's got to go prep. She's got to go represent the entire show. Don't forget to drop the links in the chat, Meg.
I did. In their chat or in this chat?
Yeah, both ways.
Okay,
You
I'm
gotta
going to
do
leave
it.
stage and then I'll do it.
All right, good. Put it in their chat. Okay, everybody. Meg is going to prepare for a big debate with some very intelligent people, so you're stuck with me. We're going to be doing stupid tomfoolery stuff. If anybody watched the Game of Thrones marathon yesterday, that happened. Well, the finale, it wasn't a marathon. Yeah, I think today, what do I want to talk about? I don't know. Meg's gone. Brad Pitt's sober, which is cool. Oh, no, wait. He started drinking again. Let's see here. Who is this? I don't know enough famous people anymore. It's kind of weird. I don't even know who Brooke is. Brooke Snyder? Who is that? Oh, this is not good entertainment. I'm sorry, party people. We got to find something to do here. I feel like if all we do is talk about politics, it just gets boring. So, I try to keep it light. Oh, Max Miller got drunk, apparently. That was something that happened. The thing that I have been focused on mostly is stuff going on in my personal life, so I don't really want to get into that. But I have been talking a lot about gambling with my friends. I don't know if anybody here gambles, but gambling is a really, really insidious addiction. I used to gamble problematically, which not fun. Gambling is one of those things that I think it's going to be the next opioid crisis. Let's Monday Madness. No, we're going to call Monday Mental Health Hour Gambling. Cool. All right, we're going to rename this segment Steve's Monday Mental Health Hour. I'm going to talk about gambling. Gambling is something that I'm intimately acquainted with. I used to be a problem gambler. I used to be addicted to gambling. I got to the point where I was going and losing. What kind of gambling did you get hooked on? All kinds. If there were 2 raindrops going down a car, I would be betting on it if I could. No, but really my preferred games of choice were I started out playing poker in the 2000s, early 2000s when I was 14. I would sneak into casinos, charitable casinos, underage, and then I would go and play poker. And then in my 20s, they made online poker illegal in 2009. George Bush did that. So I started playing poker in person at real casinos in college. And then I think somewhere in like 2013, 2014, I remember I was upset about something. I don't remember what it was. And I remember one day I was like, why don't I just go to the casino and make a bunch of money? And then so 2 years later and tens of thousands of dollars later, I ended up banning myself from every casino in the state of Illinois and Indiana, which was a very good choice. And yeah, I lost my money. I actually won a lot of money and then I lost a lot of money, which is usually what happens. Usually have like one big win and then you end up doing your best to try and replicate that. It never works out. So if anybody here has got a account on Kalshi or Polymarket or Robinhood or any of the other gambling sites that aren't supposedly gambling, just know that the first time is the best time and it's the only time you'll win. The player has timing and the house has time because all of those plays are long-term losers. That's why I always say gambling isn't gambling. It's just losing. It just takes a while and it's kind of got some interesting plot twists. But, yeah, I played craps and I played blackjack. I did the thing where I thought I had a system. Turns out I didn't have a system. Turns out I was just taking too much ADHD medication, and my system was go to the casino and lose all my money. So, yeah, I did that for a while. My bottom came when I was in my car on the Chicago Skyway. For those of you who know where the Chicago Skyway is, there is a casino in Hammond, Indiana that I eventually banned myself from. I actually can't go to any property owned by that company because I've put myself on the problem gamblers list, which is something I've done for every gambling website on the internet. You have to do it individually. So, as I come across these gambling websites, I just do the info at the gambling website in order to make sure I don't gamble. So I was going to the Chicago Skyway. I was trying to go home. I'd lost all my money playing blackjack that night and a little bit of slots. And I was at the Skyway. I found $10, which is what it costs to get across the bridge, the toll bridge. I turned around on the toll bridge and then went and lost $10 again. Then I went back to the toll bridge and I went into the toll booth and I thought I was going to be able to get through the toll booth. I was like, hey, I left my wallet at home, and the toll booth attendant said, I know exactly what you did with that money. And she's like, if you want to get through here, then you need to get out of your car and walk down this row of cars here because you can't get through, and you need to ask them for money because everybody here wants to get home, and you're preventing them from getting home, so I bet you somebody will be nice to you. So that's exactly what I did. I got out of the car. I swallowed my pride. I went and asked everybody for $10, and one person was kind enough to give it to me. And that was my bottom. So in the true tradition of all addictions, about 6 months later, I finally quit. People are like, oh, you're so open about your problems. For a while, I used to talk about it on stage. I used to talk about gambling on stage. One joke I used to tell was that, and I still do tell it. If you ever see me do stand up, you'll see me say this joke. But well, actually not anymore because I'm trying to do like I'm doing a new half hour. But yeah, no, I used to say that my brother came up to me one time and said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I told my brother, this is a true story. I said, you've asked me to quit gambling 10 times and I still haven't stopped. Who's nuts? So yeah, I ended up quitting gambling and haven't gambled problematically in years. There were a couple flare-ups when the GameStop craze was going on. I found out about options. It turns out that is also just gambling. And luckily I was able to cut that off at the pass. But yeah, now I just pretty much play chess, do comedy. I like watercolors. That's one of the ways I've learned to avoid gambling. Is I like art. It's very fun. I'm making this for one of our contributors, Sean. But yeah, I was like a really hardcore gambler for a while. And obviously I've drank and done drugs. Not really, those aren't really my drugs of choice. Mostly my problems are rooted in mental health stuff. I don't really believe in diagnoses. I'm more about symptoms and how to treat them. And basically my biggest problem is, it's not a problem really. I'm just a sensitive guy. So I feel things very intensely. And, you know, I got some chemistry stuff going on that I treat with medication. And, you know, the whole point of this thing is that, this Party Crashers thing is that, you know, and I was talking to Meg about it earlier. The whole point of it is we want to create a space where people feel accepted both in front of the camera and behind the camera. So, you know, like when Meg's like, I got to go, it's not like, oh, come on, stick around. It's like, do what you got to do, queen. Take care of your needs. And, you know, the reason I used to gamble is because I felt trapped. I felt trapped by circumstance. I felt like I didn't have enough money. I felt like I didn't have enough. I felt like I wasn't enough, you know? And really what people want when they gamble, well, anybody who's greedy really, is really what they want is time. Because, you know, they always say time is money, but it's not. Money is time. You know, it's just it's the best, it's the worst way. Money isn't about value. It's kind of like Winston Churchill said about democracy, okay? He said, democracy isn't the best form of government. It's just the best one we have right now. I think the same thing can be said about money. It is not the best form of value. It's just the only one that we can agree on right now, that we all agree on right now. But value isn't values. So I thought that if I had enough money, I would be okay. But what I realized after I lost all my money is that I was okay. Because I had friends and I had family and I had people that loved me. And, you know, that's not really great for a live stream. It's kind of boring and disappointing because people are like, what about boats and bitches and all that stuff? But, you know, you get to be my age and all that stuff's pretty tiring. It's pretty exhausting trying to keep up with all that. So I just like making my little goofs and my funnies. But, yeah, you know, it's pretty concerning to me because, you know, I think self-harm and gambling go together like, you know, cigarettes and beer. You know, and I think the reason why gambling has such a high rate of self-harm involved in it is because it's the only addiction. It's one of the few addictions where you can't see the physical toll that it takes on the people who are doing it. So, like, you know, you can ruin your life gambling and you'll still look the same. You know, like I could be a degenerate gambler right now. And none of you would know because it wouldn't change how I look physically. You know, if I was drinking and doing drugs and all that in order to support the gambling, you could probably tell. Emotionally, I would probably be a wreck. But the only thing you have with gambling is shame and the circumstances that are a result of not having enough money, which can be big painful to the people you care about, which I learned the hard way. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to did a lot of harm to people I care about, not physical harm, emotional harm. But, you know, there are people that rob for their gambling habits. They hurt themselves. They hurt others. It's sad. And, you know, the thing that really bums me out is that, like, I got through all of this by the time Trump got elected president in 2016 or through 2016, I was kind of dealing with the fallout of all of this. And then, now I'm in a society where our phones have become slot machines. And like right now, everything is gambling, everything is cool, everything is Barstool Sports. But like, and Dave Portnoy being like, "Hey, I got a slice of pizza and just put a $25,000 parlay on cricket match in Pakistan. Isn't that fun?" It's like, yeah, it's fun for Dave Portnoy because he's worth $100 million. But there are a lot of fucking people that look up to that guy who are not worth $100 million. And like gambling is going to be the next opioid crisis. There's going to be a whole entire generation of young men that are addicted to gambling, and our government is not doing enough to protect, to educate people. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm always like, don't criminalize something. Just make it like regulate it and make things more TDS tards, blow commies gonna commie. Censored Sergeant. Wow, I thought you were censored. Why are you saying all those things? Magaloids owe me gas money. Oh, are you a groiper? I'm not a commie. Yeah, FLOTUS isn't Lolita Express mail order bride. All right, Censored Sergeant, I am going to censor you. Sorry. He's banned, or they're banned. I suck at poker, but jumped on the Hold'em craze back in those days. Yeah, me too, Smooth Bandit. I was kind of my gateway drug. But anyways, the thing that bums me out now is that like gambling is everywhere, and it's like the socially acceptable thing, the kind of way that like Oxy and Vicodin were back in the day, which took the lives of a lot of my friends that I know. A lot of people I know overdosed or took their own lives because of their drug problems. They like go to rehab and get better, and then they ended up not making it for other reasons. But it's just a bummer to see that. And actually, interestingly enough, there is a whole article somewhere. I think I read it in the Atlantic in 2022, but they said that in times of great domestic turmoil in countries like in France and in Russia right before the Russian Revolution, gambling is always at a peak, at an all-time high right before great social upheaval like revolution or something like that, because basically the masses have determined that the future value of currency is no longer as valuable as what they have in their pocket now, and they've lost faith in the future value of the currency, and the currency is a reflection of what they think of their country. And I find it ironic that we're basically living in the highest wealth inequality ever, where people like Luigi are doing what he's doing and people are cheering it on. And I abhor violence. I don't think violence is good. And I also understand the chickens coming home to roost, because I'm a student of history. And I'm Oregon. There's video poker and Keno in every restaurant and laundromat. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They have the same thing in Chicago, and it seems like there's a lot of people that are in power that are okay with it, which is ironic because they also supported the bill that outlawed online poker in the United States. So that just goes to show you, I'm pretty sure politicians are not looking after us. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty bad thing, not bad in a judgment way. I don't think anybody who gambles is morally less or more than anybody who doesn't. After all, I know some investment bankers that think that they're very intelligent people. But as Billy Ray Valentine once said in the great movie Trading Places, y'all are just a bunch of bookies. It's just the government. The funny thing about the government is that they tend to make things illegal, and then a few years later, they always tend to tax them and make them legal. For instance, like in the 1920s, alcohol was illegal. Then the government started excise taxing it. There's the lottery, which is actually what African-American street gangs used to run. It was called the Numbers, and Italian gangs too. That was when people say, oh, well, you run the numbers. That means that they would do the lottery, just like out of a deli or something, And so, yeah, like, it's just the government is always like, where's my end? And then they get pissed off when marginalized people are making money off of it the way they make money off of whatever the last people that were doing it when they called it a crime did it. So that's why I don't think people should make online gambling illegal. I think they should make it highly restricted to people of age, and they should have a lot of consumer protections that make it hard to abuse it. Like 90, I think something like 90% of gamblers, like 90% of revenue in Las Vegas comes from problem gamblers. Don't quote me on that statistic. It's just something that I read. The thing about gambling is, especially about gambling addiction, is that the more statistics you learn, the more empowered you think you are. So like, you're like, oh, I'm not shorting the NASDAQ because it's gambling. I'm shorting the NASDAQ because I know better than the people that get paid to sell me options to short the NASDAQ. So it's just all about like trying to get one over on the house and prove that you're smarter than everybody. Very big ego thing. But it feels great when you win. It feels like you've stolen money. It's like being a pirate. You go to a casino, you win like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, whatever. You win $3,000-$5,000. You walk out, you say, I got a laptop here, I got a nice trip to the beach, but then you come back the next day and say, why don't I want 2 trips to the beach? And then you end up losing 3 trips to the beach. And then, you repeat that process over and over again long enough, and you've lost a lot of money and hurt a lot of people. That's why it's disappointing to me that so many people are gambling these days. I wish that more people took time to trying to help people. That's why I'm talking about it. If you know anybody that's gambling out there, let them know that they don't have to do that. They can, there are a lot of people who feel like they need to gamble because it's the only way that they can get out of their circumstances. But ultimately what it'll do is just make things worse. And I'm going through a pretty rough time personally myself right now. But I can't tell you, I got to be honest, I have not thought that gambling would make it any better. Most of our problems relate to people. First time I got comped a room at casino, euphoric. Yeah, no, exactly. It feels amazing. Especially when you get free stuff. That's why they give you free stuff. That's why they give you the shows. That's why they give you the drinks. It's all just designed to keep you gambling, right? That's the Las Vegas code. What do we got to do to keep this person distracted? And that's why Vegas isn't doing so hot since the pandemic, because our phones are basically designed to do the same exact thing. That's the thing. Vegas learned a long time ago what now tech companies understand, which is attention is the most important economy. Because as soon as you have someone's attention, you can get them to pay attention. And if you can get them to pay attention, then you can get them to pay. And in capitalism, getting paid is the most important thing. And that's why people say, oh, you're knocking capitalism. You must be a socialist. I don't believe in isms. I just believe in people. I just believe that taking care of people is the easiest way to keep people free. Because if, one thing that really keeps me up at night, people, is wondering if I'll get sick and then I'll be able to pay for the cure. That's really stressful. If I chose to fixate on that, I could spend a lot of time doing that, Especially with my mental health diagnoses, woo-wee! Man, I could worry about my health for a long time. But you know who doesn't have to think about that? Rich people. Rich people don't have to think about that. So now imagine if poor people didn't have to worry about the people that they cared about dying because they couldn't afford the cure. Imagine that. Imagine if rich people didn't have to worry about that because they knew that they could have access to doctors and everybody had access to the same doctors and the same cure. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, that's naive, blah, blah, blah. This isn't Norway. It could be. Could be Norway. Why not? Cronies ruined capitalism. That's what I agree. This isn't what we're living in now isn't capitalism. This is just the mob. This is just Russia in the 1990s, It's like whoever can sell it off at the cheapest price to the guy with the most money so that they can control state-run industries. And who started all this was Ronald Reagan. May he rest in peace. Same with Margaret Thatcher. They decided to privatize everything they could get their hands on. And now that's why we live in a society that doesn't have values. It's only value, people. That's it. No values, just value. Doesn't matter who you're talking to. The church. You're talking about sports. It's all the same thing, man. It's really, really boring. It's very, very boring. And it's very disappointing because, the thing that drives me nuts about rich people, though? They think they're so special because they have so much money. Like, people who make money just for the sake of making money because they think it's like a competition, it's like, guess what, dude? It's not. It's not a competition. Life isn't a competition, and if it was, we all lose because at the end of the day, we die. I hate to break it to everybody in the chat, but we all have one thing in common. We're going to die. It's sad. But that's what grief is, Grief is really just the only way that you can measure the love you had for somebody else as the pain that you feel when they're gone. Doesn't matter if you're going through a breakup or you're mourning the loss of a loved one or a pet. The more grief you feel, it means the more you loved them. And that's the thing that rich people don't understand is that ultimately at the end of the day, all they're running from is their fear. Same thing as gamblers. Gamblers are just running away from their fear. That's all things are, really. Fear and love. And so when I used to gamble, I was just afraid. I was afraid I didn't have enough money to make my time meaningful. So I thought, if I had enough money, then I could go do what I wanted with comedy or, not having to have a job or whatever. And I could just go to the casino for a couple hours a day. That was always like the big dream, I could just gamble a little bit and then like not have to participate in anything. But then, you realize that what you're doing is you're just avoiding everything because you're afraid. And, the thing about casinos is that there's always like kind of like a roller coaster feeling, but you know how the ride ends. It's the same way the life ends, You're gone. You lose. That's the thing. If you look at it like a competition, you're always going to lose, whether it's life or gambling. The house always wins. So that's why I quit gambling and started actually gambling, which was like gambling on my talent, I could be making a lot of money trying to sell people shit they don't need, but decided that was lame, and that's why I'm giving comedy a shot full time. If you want to support us, feel free to come to our Twitch. You can subscribe or whatever, but even just sharing this live with one person you care about would be a big help, because one thing I'm sure you don't know is that even though there are only 4 people watching this right now, which is fine, if you shared that with one person and then tomorrow we had 4 people and then the next day we had 8 people, we would have 1 million people by 29 days from now. But, if doubling your money every day was easy, then I would have not been here. I would have just been gambling. I would have been a millionaire in 29 days. I tried that theory. It did not work. So, that's the gambling story. What else you guys want to talk about? It's Mental Health Mondays. Anybody struggling with anything? I think that there's plenty of stuff that we can talk about. Let me see here. Tomorrow I'm going to see Francesca Hong up in Madison, Wisconsin. She's a candidate that's running for governor of the state on the Democratic ticket. Tomorrow is the primary. Let's see here. We got our mom donification voting guide here. We have 709 voters in our voting guide, people. And we are pretty excited. I'm going to send the link into our chat here. Join our voting guide. Let's see here. And then we can do, be sure to join our voting guide. And if you live in Wisconsin, be sure to share it with people because we have a whole list of candidates that are like Francesca Hong that, we call it the Mom Donification Voting Guide for a reason. We believe in progressive politics. We believe in, Francesca Hong is actually the person who I stole the idea about for being free in terms of socialism because she said that people are free of worry with socialism, I don't know. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Where is my guide? Let's see here. Ballot. It's pretty cool, though, because you can take a look at this guide, and then you can where is my guide? I want to see my ballot recommendations for Wisconsin. Where is my Wisconsin? Upcoming. Here we go. August 18th. Oh, maybe we didn't do the Wisconsin recommendations, but still do it. Let's see here. No, we definitely did Wisconsin. So yeah, join our voting guide. Francesca Hong's great though. Oh wait, you can't see my voting guide. Oh, I sent it in the chat. Okay, good. Yeah, so we don't want AI viewers, thank you. Streamboo.com. I don't think I did a good job for Sean here, so I'm going to do a different drawing for our friend. But yeah, that's my gambling story. That's why I'm always grateful to be able to sleep in a dry bed, in a warm place, ideally next to someone you love, but, you know, every once in a while you lose that, which is cool. Yeah, you should be grateful for what you have and not gamble. Today's been a pretty heavy day, not gonna lie. We had a lot going on before the stream. I think we got a lot going on tomorrow after the stream. So I'm trying to just stay on here, talk to some people. You know, I think that right now it's important that everybody take care of themselves because there is a lot going on in the world that could easily make you discouraged, but none of it should be stuff that makes you depressed. I say should, I don't mean should, but I'm saying that you can get through it. Stay positive. Use this, all of this stuff that's happening in the news and everything. Use it as a reason, not as an excuse. Use it as a reason to create. Yeah, it is Nick from the first rule. It is, everything is heavy right now. But you know, you can either use it as a reason to create or destroy. It's a choice that we all have at the end of the day. Am I going to create something with my community, or am I going to create something that destroys it? It may be profitable. You might make a lot of money. But at what cost? Create, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Nick. So, yeah, when I get down, that's what I try and remember. That I could be worse. It could be I could be trying to get past an Indiana toll booth, trying to bump $10 from some car because I lost all my money gambling, or I can just choose to accept the circumstances I'm in and then make the best of them. That's what my uncle always says. He always says that the only two things that you can control in life are forgiveness and accept. Is what you forget, who you forgive, and what you accept. So, you know, if those are the only two things that you can control, then control them. Forgive who you gotta, and accept what you have to in order to maximize the circumstances you're in. Because if you don't do it, if you just refuse to accept things, that's suffering, man. That's where pain comes in. And if you choose not to forgive someone, what that just means is that you're holding on to that anger because that's where the love used to be. That's what I truly believe. Maybe I should start a cult. Y'all ever thought about starting a cult? I'm just kidding. I would never do that. But I want to start a community. And I think we have. There's 4 people in this community right now, but they're all over the country. We got a lot of people in this community. I'm not going to lie. Between Meg knows how to build communities the way that, you know, Cult of Steve. Nah, it's not the Cult of Me. It's, we're going to call it the, you got to call it something better than that. Nah, I don't want to make the cult about me. I guess I'd be bad at cults because, I don't think that, I'm a particularly interesting or, that's not fair. I am interesting, but I don't have a lot to offer other than the sound of my own voice. Let's just put it that way. And any cult leader who thinks that the sound of their own voice is worthless is a shitty cult leader. You're not gonna, you know. That's like I always say. If you think capitalism is a competition, then be sure to negotiate with me. I have given away a lot in my life. And I'm not just talking about what I lost in gambling. I'm just saying that, like, Stuff, the only thing that matters about stuff is who gave it to you, you know? Or who you took it from. Because that object is going to be imbued by whatever energy, I truly believe that shit, man. I think it's important, you know? Especially because, like, it's so cheap. Like, stuff is so cheap, even though it's expensive. Like, you can buy 500 t-shirts for $500 today. It's like junk food. How many calories? There's no reason why we have world hunger except for greed. There's no reason I need 500 t-shirts except that I feel like I don't look good in one of them. You're just always searching for the right t-shirt. It's like there is no right t-shirt, man. It's just a t-shirt. You just cover your body, whatever. But if one of them is given to you by someone you care about, that's the right t-shirt. And you think about them every time and you think, you know what? I'm going to go and give what that person gave to me. I'm going to go give that to somebody else. Now we're cooking with gas, party people. That's why we're calling this Mental Health Mondays. Meg had to go do a thing. She creates little segments with her friends. I mean, all of her friends are my friends, too. I mean, we don't have the exact same friend group, but we have a lot of the same friends in common. And, yeah, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it Mental Health Mondays. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, people. I'm not struggling with my mental health, but I'm going through a life transition right now that is, it's been very challenging. It's been a very challenging couple of weeks, 4 weeks. Been a lot of grief, and that's okay, though. I'm not going to get into the personals of it because it involves people I care about. And, you know, it's painful, but, you know, like I said, you can use it as a reason or you can use it as an excuse. And you know what the thing is it doesn't matter because I got my people that are supporting me, and you're going to have your people out there that support you. The important thing to remember in all of these things, whether it be gambling or relationships or drinking or drugs or whatever you're struggling with, first of all, it's not a contest. As my good friend Al used to say, who was a Navy SEAL in Vietnam, Steve, it's not a contest. Everybody has their Vietnam. The second thing to remember is that you are loved and hopefully you are safe. But there are people that love you. So, and I mean, if you don't think there's anybody that loves you, pick up the phone and call a hotline. You'll talk to that person, and the reason that they're there volunteering to help out is because somebody loved them when they felt like nobody loved them, or somebody helped someone they loved. So if somebody's working or volunteering at one of those hotlines where they help people, that means that they're qualified to be, like, you know, knowing the human rights abuses occurring under ICE keep me up at night. Yeah, me too. I was in Chicago during Operation Midway Blitz, and it literally, like, they were literally on my block every day. They didn't keep me up every night, but they certainly kept me really stressed out during work. Because there were a lot of people on my block who were undocumented doing their jobs every day. That was stressful. But then when I started thinking that it was too much stress for me, I just looked south, and I knew that 8 miles away there were people on the south side of Chicago that had experienced that every single day of their lives. And I thought, hey, I know a lot of great people that experience this every day of their lives and still turned out to be well-adjusted, emotionally intelligent, loving people. And I was like, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and do right by my neighbors, do my best to help the people that I can, and if there's somebody I can't help, I'll try to get them help, and if I can't, at least I know I tried everything I could, and at least I can look back on that and know that I did what I could, what I was able to do at the time, and it never feels like it's enough, but it's all I could do. At least I did that, and I told somebody that I cared about, who we've subsequently had a falling out. They said that, you know, it's none of my business. I don't have to worry about it. And I said, that's not true. It is my business. Because first of all, it's my business because, and this is somebody who had an obscene amounts of wealth, and said, you know, I don't care if they deport people that I pay because it's the law. They're here illegally. And I was like, no, they're not. This used to be a civil offense. There never used to be ICE until, and this person happens to be MAGA, by the way. Oh, God bless ICE. Yeah, you know what, Jared ST 1978? You can say that if you want to. But how old are you now? 78. So you're 48 years old and you're licking boots still. That's sad, buddy. Have fun with your pickup truck once you get laid off by AI, you piece of shit. He's out of here. Best way to maintain peace is prepare for war. If you're going to come at me, I'll send you to fucking therapy, you fascist. But anyways, yeah, this person who I used to be close with said some pretty hurtful things in the wake of the, that's right, Smooth Bandit, fuck ICE. Said some pretty hurtful things. They were MAGA. And, I told them that there's going to be 3 people at the end of this situation. Well, there's going to be 4 people. There's going to be 3 people that weren't victims of this administration. There are 3 people that they're going to think one of 3 things. 1, I had no idea. I wish I had done more to stop it. 2, I regret supporting it and I'm ashamed of myself. Or 3, I'm glad I did what I could. And I'm not going to have any regrets. Just not. Not all of us can stop what we're doing and fight this shit full time, but if you look at the people that are actually fighting back against the human rights abuses that are taking place every single day in our country, most of them are just regular everyday people. I know single moms who have raised thousands of dollars in mutual aid for people that are victims of the ICE kidnappings. I know people who are just like regular people who went on a flotilla to Gaza, and they were just regular people, There's all sorts of people doing all sorts of incredible things right now. And we have them on our show. It's amazing. We have people that are, they go to Ivy League schools to study the law, and now they're using their law degrees. Third generation Antifa. I love it, Smooth Bandit. And you're right. They are being essayed in private prison camps, a.k.a. prisons in America. There are people that are human rights lawyers that could be making millions of dollars practicing law at some fucking trying to defend Abbott from, having to pay cancer survivors. But instead they've chosen to dedicate their lives to giving the voice to the voiceless, And I know that it's like, oh, this guy's going to become Bono or some shit. It's like, nah, it's not about all that shit. It's just about doing the right thing, Leave it better than you found it. This particular person who's MAGA, one time I told him, I said, hey, the whole point of this exercise called life is to leave it better than you found it. That's what I learned at my cousin's warehouse. It was the first job I ever had. And that guy said, no, the whole point of life is to make my family happy. And, that's sad because that person definitely has more money than me. But, I don't know. Who do you have to hurt in order to make your family happy? How many families do you have to hurt? There's probably a lot of people, including Donald Trump, that just think that the right thing to do is make their family happy. But look how many people he's hurt and how many families he's hurt. I'm not saying that this person was hurting families. I think by all measures they were a good, quote-unquote, good person. But, never committed any crimes or anything like that. But, all gains are, not all gains are ill-gotten, but it's certainly easier to make gains if you're causing ill. That's what I always say. Hi, best buddy. Start panting like dog. You know what, Jacob? Sure, if you gave me $10, I would do that for you. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can't buy me, man. I'm far more funnier than anything that you could come up with, including abjectly humiliating me, if that's what your kink is. But you should go to OnlyFans, though. I'm sure that there are some talented people over there that would do that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I'm a comedian. I'm not a sex worker. Nothing against sex workers. I think that they do great work. It's just not my bag. And the key to sex work, the first rule is you have to be respectful and everything has to be consensual. So, Jacob, I will not be panting like a dog for your, a person can be two things, Steve. Yes, that is dialectic. Dialectical behavioral therapy, very good. For those of you who have never tried it. Definitely helped me get rid of my gambling problem. Well, I never really got rid of my gambling problem. I just avoid it for the rest of my life. We're almost at an hour and a half here. I got 5 minutes left. I got this thank you note for our friend Sean. Little cartoon of his dog. I went with a darker color for the couch that the dog is on. And I kind of regret it because the dog is black, so I'm gonna have to fix the couch, I think. But yeah, we have interesting people like Sean on all the time. I think this week we're gonna have Eliana Shinea on, who just wrote a really interesting piece about the city-owned grocery stores in New York that Zoran is introducing, which is really cool. So I'm gonna have her on Wednesday to talk about that. Eliana is super cool, super good people. She does correspondence for Courier, for Young Turks. We also have a bunch of cool, like, movie Hollywood people, screenwriters or whatever, coming on. I watched the movie Narc the other day, and the screenwriter of that movie with Ray Liotta and Jason Patric from 2002 also did the movie The Gray. He wrote that. Yeah, DBT helped you get started on other treatments. It's funny, crazy how easy xenophobia distracts bigots from understanding hedge funds are the ones destroying labor markets for real estate. Smooth Bandit, you are one smart cookie. Makes sense, though, because you went to DBT, and that helped me realize it, too. Because xenophobia is about fear, and DBT is about managing fear and emotional discomfort. So hedge funds are obviously the ones that are exploiting that fear, a.k.a. xenophobia, which comes from the Greek xeno, meaning stranger, and phobia, meaning fear of strangers. That is exactly what hedge funds do. See, bankers think they're smart, but really all they are is magicians. They just misdirect the masses with fear and insecurity and the feeling like there isn't enough. And then they talk to the people that are exploiting that fear to get people to buy shit, a.k.a. brands, whatever. It's not to say that all brands are bad. It's just you can tell, like, there are brands that are like, hey, buy another thing that you don't need. And then there are brands that are like, hey, buy this thing one time, spend a little bit of money on it, invest in it, and then in 10 years, you might have to buy another one, but hopefully you buy it from us because our customer service team treated you right, because we treat our workers right. We're not raising prices. We're not making you pay more for something or pay more for it, and then you have to... You know what I find ironic, actually? I just read an article that said that Brooks Brothers... There's a lot of brands that are being purchased by private equity. So private equity is basically going in and buying these brands. And then they're making the material shittier and the quality lower so that the brands rip and tear, for in the case of clothing, like Brooks Brothers. And so then you got to go buy another Brooks Brothers shirt. I find that ironic because most people that work at hedge funds used to wear Brooks Brothers. So, I mean, that's like the kind of people that we're working with here. Hedge funds, private equity guys, they used to love Brooks Brothers. The Brooks Brothers were their boys. But now they can't even buy Brooks Brothers because they know that Brooks Brothers, they're rating it for everything they're worth. Isn't that funny? I'm going to turn that into a short. I'm going to post that on the internet. Serves them right. They don't even like the right brands anymore. It's so boring. Man, it's boring. One of the most disappointing things about the 21st century is that most of the world's problems can be chalked up to the actions of boring, fat, white guys that are all afraid of dying. Tapatio just got absorbed by private equity. Man, Tapatio? That's the first 4 letters of my last name. I love Tapatio hot sauce. Private equity. Pfft. I'm gonna make myself a public nuisance to private equity. If anybody knows anything about private equity or where I could reach those people, please let me know. We need to pull some pranks on private equity because they took down Red Lobster, and now the guy's talking about AI. AI is the other one. I want to call the customer service department of AI and say, you suck. Nice head. Thank you very much. I've been had it on my shoulders my entire life. It's gigantic. Somebody once told me that I look like Patton Oswalt on Ozempic. So I got that going for me if streaming doesn't work out, which the prognosis isn't good, but I'm having a lot of fun, so fuck them if they can't take a joke. What do you think of my mustache, Bruce? Darden owns all of those giant chain restaurants. Yeah, I know. It's lame. I used to sell tech to restaurants, and the amount of times I had to talk to real estate developers about like, hey, we're investing in a small mom and pop thing, and we're going to be scaling it up. I never drank at bars that would buy the technology that I sold. That's a whole other story, because not only am I going through this thing with what's happening in my personal life, but professionally, my tech job is actually kind of what kicked things off in that arena, which I responded to all of it really well. I didn't gamble, I didn't drink, there was a lot more stress in my household, but yeah, the tech job kind of kicked everything off because they I'm not gonna share my there's still a lawsuit out there, so I'll just keep it shh. But we're talking to some people. But I'm pissed. Not happy about that. Not happy about that. So, yeah, it's been a tough year for me. But, it's also been a great year. It's all been a great year, too. Because the thing about it is that, knock on wood, I'm healthy, which is huge. My family's healthy, also huge, knock on wood. So that's all positive stuff, I've slept outside before. Not a big deal. Slept on the Blue Line before, which is the train, because I didn't have anywhere else to sleep. And the reason I did that is because I had nowhere else to stay, because I was an asshole. So at least I'm not acting like an asshole, and people are letting me stay at somewhere that I can, which is good. So, yeah, I got to tell you, if you're out there right now and you're struggling with mental health or anything, just know you're not the only one. I actually met this guy. He's a Haitian cab driver. He told me that when he was in Haiti, because I was in his cab when he told me this. I was getting dropped off somewhere. This is like 10 years ago when I was right around bottom, like I told you about earlier. I was telling him I was about to get out of his car, and I was afraid to leave his car because I'd just gone through a pretty traumatic thing. And he's like, "You're all right?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm not. I'm going through a lot right now, and I don't think I'm gonna make it through it." And he said, "Oh, you're gonna make it." And I said, "How do you know?" And he said, "Well, I was in Haiti during the earthquake, and I was there to pick up. I had all this money because I was there at the bank to pick up a bonus for my workers." Because he owned a company, and it was around Christmas or the holidays or something. And he said, there was the earthquake, and then the building collapsed on me. And then I thought, man, I was always worried about money. And now I got all this money, but now I just want to escape this building that's on top of me. And so he sat there for 3 days, and they finally found him, like, right on the edge. And then he ended up going to the Dominican Republic because that's where they were sending the refugees. And they said, he said, I went and saw the doctor, and the doctor told me, hey, I think we're going to have to amputate your leg unless you come up with some money. And he thought, Jesus, man, I had all this money when I was trapped in the bank, but then they pulled me out, and there was none of the money with me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to lose my leg. I survived this horrible thing. Then he went walking down the street, or, with his crutches or whatever, and someone saw him and said, hey, if you need any help, you can go over there. And they went over there, and they gave him some money, and he ended up saving the leg. So anyways, the long story short of this whole entire episode was that he looked behind me, and he said, yeah, 3 days. Isn't that crazy? Made me certainly feel grateful for everything that I was going through at the time, which was not fun. Because at least I was not trapped underneath a bank due to a earthquake that no one was helping me with or my country with. And so he said, don't ask why now. He said, right now, just ask how. And then when you get through it and you look back, then you'll know why. And that's what I always think. I never ask why. Try not to ask why. We always ask why. We always want to ask why something is happening. But if we just stay present and ask how am I going to get through this, we'll look back and we'll know when the time is right. You know. And so, yeah, that's what you got to do if you're going through a tough time. Ask how. Make the next right choice, and you will get through it. I promise. I am living proof of that. And I was talking to my friend today on the phone. I talk on the phone a lot because I'm a millennial, and that's what millennials do. I talked to my friend, and they were telling me about how as comedians, we're always supposed to put on this like brave, funny face for the world and never be sad and any of that. And he said, you know, what you guys are doing on the stream is great because I can see, you know, you're taking a lot of the conversations that we have and you're not having the private conversations where we're helping each other out with our problems because that's private stuff. But we're taking the Taoist cab driver. That's right. Yeah. You know, he said it's cool that you're, you know, showing people that, you know, comedy isn't about making people laugh and talking about who your favorite stand-up is. It's about seeing what's going on, whether it's politics or music or movies or private equity or whatever, good and bad, and just trying to see an angle. That's the whole thing, man. It's just you got to just look at the angles. Not like, you know, a con man or like a bank robber, but like, you know, you just look at it and just say, this is how I'm looking at it, but then just look at it from a different angle. And you'll find the joke. I don't really like Judd Apatow, but he did say one great thing about comedy. He said, if you ever want to look for the joke, figure out where the fear is in the room and figure out where the love is in the room, and then figure out how the fear is getting in the way. And I don't know. It didn't seem that funny when he said it, but I think he was. I think he's right about that. I'm not a huge fan of his films and some of the people that appear in them. No offense, Judd, but gotta say that was another one of those little quotes that saved my life. There's a reason that they're written down on my whiteboard over there. So yeah, you know, life is pretty funny like that. There's always like little things that you pick up, and then you leave some of them, and then some of them you hang on to for a while. Sometimes I misquote people. That's crazy. But I never really think of it as a misquote. You take what you need, you leave the rest, right? So, you know, if you think of a quote or something and somebody starts quoting you a bunch of stuff, it's like, that's cool. Did you remember it because you care about it, or did you remember it because you memorized it so that you could impress people? Because, you know, memorization is not meaningful. It's just an impression. You know, it's basically what you do to pick up chicks at bars, like in Good Will Hunting. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne ceaselessly into the past. I have a fantastic memory. That's part of the problem. Anyways, I've spent about 40 minutes talking shit and making no sense, but I did finish this amazing thank you note for our friend Sean at Demand Progress, who's doing some excellent work to protect our civil liberties in the technology sphere. So Sean's going to be coming back on. He's taking some time off. And I'm going to post this on the Instagrams. I am going to be going live tomorrow from Wisconsin briefly. It is going to be a very different experience than you're used to. I'm going to be in the field live. I don't know the technical requirements for that, so please forgive me in advance. Just know I will be doing my best. I will have a microphone. I will be monitoring the chat on my phone. I am hoping that it is entertaining. I don't know how it's going to go. But there are going to be some interesting fucking people there. And I think you're going to have a good time. So, party crashers. Where are you? Cool. That's what they do in hooligan, soccer hooligan, green shoot hooligans. You'll never walk alone, as they say in the Liverpool terraces. Terraces is what they call bleachers in England. I'm going to get off stream now. Love you all.